Burnaby is a top-rated and sought-after destination because of its proximity to Vancouver. Located 13 kilometers away from the downtown area, Burnaby has become a hotspot for people looking to escape the high costs associated with Vancouver. As such, there are a lot of shopping destinations, restaurants, and other fun things to do within the city limits. With so many people that are looking at Burnaby, the cost of living in Burnaby, BC has also increased. Hey, what's up everybody? This is Solomon again with another video from the BC Elite Real Estate Group right here in Vancouver, British Columbia. If this is your first time to this channel, we do tons and tons of videos about everything you need to know about working, eating, sleeping, living, playing, and all the different neighborhoods in Vancouver, Fraser Valley, and all the way to Chilliwack. So if you want to know more, make sure you tap that subscribe button, click that little like, and that way you're notified every single time we do a new video about all the different neighborhoods. And we get dozens and dozens of phone calls, emails, and text messages, so we absolutely love it. Don't hesitate to reach out to us. And if you're thinking about relocating anywhere around here in the Lower Mainland, Fraser Valley, or Chilliwack, we got your back, so let us know. To better understand what the cost of living in Burnaby is like compared with Vancouver, we'll look at expenses across 10 broad categories. So these 10 categories should be reasonably representative of how an average family will spend their money and will therefore be indicative of what it's like to live there. So we'll look at rental prices, housing prices, grocery costs, dining costs, utilities, gas prices, median income, property taxes, commuting, and finally childcare costs. One of the highest expenditures for any family living in Vancouver will be rent. If you're looking to rent an apartment within the city, you can expect to pay around $2,200 per month for even just a one bedroom. Now that's an average rent price, so to get into most beautiful areas will run you even more. A two-bedroom apartment for families costs upwards of $3,000 per month. Rent, unfortunately, has become most unaffordable for the average family in Vancouver city limits. Given the fact that Burnaby is relatively close to downtown Vancouver, it should come as no surprise that rents in Burnaby are less, but not too far off of what you would pay in a downtown area. So the average rent for a one-bedroom apartment in Burnaby is $1,600 per month, while a two-bedroom is $2,400 per month. Now each of these represent a 20% discount from what you would pay right in the city. Now having that extra $500 or so per month certainly makes this cost of living in Burnaby less, but you should still expect to pay a non-trivial amount of your income towards rent if you choose the path within the city. Now, housing prices in Burnaby do reduce the cost of living here. Housing within the main cities in BC is a hot topic. Many observers decry the high cost of housing within the city limits. A detached home in Vancouver runs for $2.2 million. Even the cheapest option, a condo, costs a stunning $787,000. And if you want a townhome, you should expect to pay $1.2 million in Vancouver. As a family looking to relocate to Vancouver, paying these amounts of money is quite challenging. As such, many would-be homeowners have been looking outside of the city limits. Since Burnaby is relatively close, it makes logical choice for people who are deterred by the housing cost in Vancouver. Unfortunately, the desirability of Burnaby means that while there is a discount on housing, there isn't a discount quite like can be found in other regions like Langley or Surrey, for example. A condo here in Burnaby costs $600,000. Townhomes at $855,000, and detached homes cost an elevated $1.5 million. While these prices are technically more than in Vancouver, they do not represent a low cost of living by any means. Okay, let's talk about grocery costs. The proximity to Vancouver has also impacted the cost of goods within the city as well. According to Numbeo, groceries are only very slightly cheaper in Burnaby than in Vancouver. The price of milk, bread, eggs, and other staples will be about the same or slightly above what you would pay in Vancouver. Of course, where you shop likely influences those prices quite a bit, but if you're buying in Burnaby, expecting to have inexpensive food, you may be better to consider somewhere else within the greater Vancouver metro area. Okay, dining costs. If you want to eat out, you will find that prices within Burnaby tend to be relatively comparable to that of Vancouver. You can expect a low-cost meal to be around $20, and similarly, a meal for two at a nice restaurant should cost you less than $100, unless of course you have alcohol. The cost of dining out in both cities is roughly the same, even though there are most definitely restaurants that are more expensive in Vancouver than what you would find in Burnaby. Burnaby is home to some top-rated restaurants earning more than 4.5 stars on Google Maps, including Pear Tree Restaurant, Anton's Pasta Bar, everybody loves that, Chad Thai Restaurant for some nice Thai food. No matter what type of food you're craving, you're going to find that in Burnaby. And with the lower cost of living in Burnaby, you'll be able to afford it as well. Okay, so electricity, utilities. Numbeo estimates that the cost of utilities in Burnaby is more than that of the city of Vancouver. It's important to note that electricity prices are the same throughout the province, as BC Hydro is responsible for those. Therefore, no matter where you live within the province, you can expect to have the same electricity bill. What can change, however, is the cost of water, garbage, and other essential services. For a 915 square foot apartment, the estimated price for these is about $100 per month, compared with $90 for Vancouver. It's not that significant of an increase, but technically speaking, you're likely to pay a little bit more in utilities in Burnaby. All right, gas prices. Gas in British Columbia is sadly incredibly expensive. The average cost of gasoline in Vancouver is often over $1.20 per liter. Unfortunately, residents in Burnaby will not receive much of a break in this regard. It's typical for gas prices only to be about 10 cents cheaper than in Vancouver. While that is a little bit of a saving, you should also consider that in the downtown area, you might be able to get away with not having a car. However, in Burnaby, the transit is really good and you can avoid gas payments by taking the many SkyTrain options throughout the city and the bus transit. Let's talk about median income. The median income within the city of Vancouver was $72,000, according to the latest census figures published by Stats Canada. Indeed, compared with some other Canadian metro areas, Vancouverites earn a decent wage. However, factoring the exorbitant cost of living within the city limits, the rent alone on a 2-bedroom apartment will consume a large portion of the wage. Unfortunately for Burnaby residents, things don't get much more comfortable. According to Town Folio, the median wage for a household in Burnaby is about $64,000. Proportionately relative to the cost of living to what people make in Vancouver, it's not much better. Other areas like Surrey have a higher wage relative to housing prices. So the cost of living in Burnaby feels higher than in those other places. So property taxes. The property tax rate in Burnaby for residential properties is $2.84 per thousand of assessed home value. For the average detached home, which sells for $1.5 million, the average property tax bill is around $4,200. The amount levied per thousand of value is similar to what Vancouver has. They collect about $2.56 per thousand of assessed home value. So the difference, of course, is that homes in Vancouver cost $2.2 million, while homes in Burnaby have an average bill of just north of $4,000. So expect to pay about $100 a month less in property taxes in Burnaby. All right, let's talk about the commuting. Burnaby is quite close to downtown Vancouver. Commute times are frequently under 30 minutes, which saves time and money. Fortunately, there are many public transit options for this commute, so you should expect to spend money on car, gas, insurance, and if you decide to simply use transit, then you can purchase a TransLink monthly bus pass to access the SkyTrain and buses. So the cost for a monthly pass is from $98 to $177 a month, depending on how many zones you need. And for single pass is $30 to $575 per single use and up to 90 minutes. Also, a bonus for drivers is that there is no toll fees anywhere in the city, but not yet anyway. Let's talk about the childcare costs. Putting an infant in Vancouver's childcare system is notoriously expensive. The current cost of daycare is about $1,400 per month, which is quite substantial, especially considering the median income of $72 per year. Childcare costs in Burnaby are roughly $1,000 per month, which is approximately 30% cheaper than that of the city of Vancouver. So families very much appreciate the extra $500 in savings. So from a purely numerical point of view, Burnaby does have a lower cost of living than Vancouver. It's about 10 to 20% cheaper across the board. However, that does come at a cost. The overall household income isn't as high in Burnaby, and there's a commute into the downtown region, but both of these are negative factors. Additionally, the cost of living savings is not necessarily worth being outside of for the city limits. This is a personal decision, of course, but something you should look at considering when you are looking at homes in Burnaby. Burnaby does have many jobs within the city limits itself. There are tech companies here, restaurants, hotels, and other industries that have plenty of employment. And if you get one of these jobs, then the commute into work isn't something you should really worry about too much. So Burnaby is awesome. If you're looking for a cost of living that's cheaper than Vancouver, speak with me today so we can see if Burnaby might be a good fit for you. And again, my name is Solomon. I'm a local real estate agent. Reach out to my team and I. Our number is 778-655-7999. You can text, call, or email us and visit our website at searchbcrealestate.com. Again, thanks for tuning in and I'll see you in the next one.